We were somewhere around Barstow, on the edge of the desert, when the drugs began to take hold.
You're either in or you're out. Right now.
I want to gamble.
I never want to hear those words out of your mouth again.
Gambling is not your problem.
Has anybody ever told you before you're bad luck?
Most gamblers, when they go to gamble, they go to win.
Those were my mother's dying words.
When we go to gamble, we go to lose. Show me the money.
Let's get out of here, man.
Show you the money.
Honestly, let's just go. Let's go to Vegas.
Jerry, I want you to say what you would mean it, brother. Show me the money!
It's the
Week 9. It is here. Fall is in the air, and I don't think I know anything more about the NFL in Week 9 than I might have known in Week 1. But that's we got Derek and Marcus here to make sense of it today. How you guys doing this morning, gentlemen?
Pretty good, man. But
That's
I
good,
can
man.
tell you one thing: we won't be making any sense of it. That's for sure.
It's been a bizarro year. I mean, just the Browns were supposed to be good and they're bad. Patrick Mahomes suddenly can't play football. The Dallas Cowboys might be the best team in the league. Like, it's been a weird half part of the year, but by Tuesday, half of football will be done. That's crazy. We're gonna forge through and move on and start with those Cleveland Brownies going to Cincinnati. And the Bengals are a favorite, 2.5. Over under 47. Marcus, what do you think about this AFC North matchup?
For me, this game is rather simple. When someone gets sick, if they get cancer, they go to the doctors. If they get rid of that cancer, they're a well-oiled machine once again. That's exactly what's going to happen here in Cleveland. They just got rid of that cancer. He's been a mess. He's like an less talented Terrell Owens. It's just too much drama to every single team. You know, we've talked about it over and over and over. First, Eli's the problem, then Daniel Jones is the problem. Now Baker's the problem. One constant. Nonetheless, Jarvis Landry is the play today. I love Jarvis Landry today, guys. Kind of compensate for what's going on over there, but Cleveland should be able to run the ball. It's going to be a slugfest. It's going to be a nice C North slugfest, but I'm taking the Brownies to win this one outright.
Not so fast, dude. Are you discounting what team has the better quarterback? Give me Joe Burrow in a matchup against Baker Mayfield all day. I like Burrow's over-under and pass yards seem really low. I'm taking Burrow over 266 yards. The Browns are 25th in DVOA against the pass, and it should be a pass script because the Browns are third against the run. So I think Joe Burrow slings the ball all over the Riverwalk down there in Cincinnati. Derek, what do you think?
I'm going Browns too. I think sometimes you see these points of adversity and a team either falls apart or comes back, closer together. I think it's a personnel guy. Probably, I'm sure if it got this bad with OBJ, there are plenty of people in that locker room who weren't a fan anymore. And I think that kind of brings a team together. I think the same thing happened with the Raiders when Gruden left. Team comes together, they get right, they can still run the football, and I just you get the points here. Even they could lose by a point or two, and you're still covered. So I really like them here.
So, Marcus, you mentioned slugfest here. So you think this is an under game?
No, it doesn't necessarily have to be an under. It's not going to be like a old Steelers Ravens slugfest rivalries. These teams are going to be punching each other back and forth. Some good defensive plays, some good offensive plays, and a little bit of bad on either side. I could lean under, but I'm gonna ride the wave here. We're gonna say 27-24 Browns late cover and late over.
I'm with you. I think there's some explosive plays in this game. I like Chase to do what he does and have a nice 30, 40-yard reception. I like Chubb to maybe bust, a 20, 30-yard run. I do think there's going to be some explosive plays. Are any other players you're looking at in this game, Derek?
I'm going to steal a little bit from the graphic here. I know we talked about the over on Burrow. I'm a big Landry fan too on this one, and I think we did get around the goal line, and I think Chubb gets a lot of value, touchdown down in the red zone. But I'm always a big Jamar Chase guy. I think he's going to have some long touchdowns. He's going to get over the top of that defense. There's a really, really solid chemistry there, obviously, between him and Burrow going back to college, and they do it week in and week out. And I think they're only getting better. And I saw a headline today: Burrow wants to be the top quarterback wide receiver duo in the league, and he thinks they have a chance at it. I for my fantasy football sake, I hope he's right.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to our next game here. Speaking of adversity, I mean, the Raiders, that locker room keeps taking hit after hit there. They go to the Meadowlands to play the G-Men and Danny Dimes. The Raiders are 3-point favorites. I'm taking those points. I think the Raiders win big and make a statement that they're going to be in the AFC race all season. What do you say, Marcus?
I'm all over the Raiders. You know that I am I'm a sucker for it. I dig everything that they're dealing with or have dealt with. But yeah, Raiders are big. I'm not going to spotlight here on your player prop because I'm huge on that. But let's just say the biggest athletic monster on that team will be carrying the load, just Derek Carr.
No. So I mentioned here Hunter Renfrow. I think his over/under is again one of these crazy low numbers. As I was in the lab sorting through all the numbers over this weekend, over 55.5 yards seems like a slam dunk. He's done it 5 out of 7 games. Targets are going to open up with no Ruggs, and the Giants don't have a wonderful secondary. They have Bradbury's a pretty good corner. But after that, that's really, really all they have there. Derek, what players outside of Renfrow do you maybe like in this game?
I like a Derek Carr day. I think he keeps it simple, moves the ball around a lot. So I'm always on that train. And from a Giants standpoint, I'm waiting for that Evan Ingram breakout. He had a pretty good week last week. He has all the skill set. I know a lot of teams were on the phone trying to acquire him at the deadline, and obviously he stays put. I think he's going to be a big part of that offense because they're so banged up on the perimeter, and his athleticism at tight end could be a difference maker.
Yeah, weird stat that I'm definitely not, I'm not gambling with, but he actually has a touchdown in his last 4 games against AFC West opponents. Now that means nothing. It's just a weird stat, but so, I mean, again, he tears up AFC West teams for whatever that means. And my other prop for this game that I apologize, I didn't get in before Derek and Marcus put all the work in the graphics. But you guys, I've been hitting on quarterback rushing props, and the Raiders have a really good pass rush. They have good defensive ends. I think Daniel Jones will be scrambling all day. So I like him over 22.5 rushing yards because we all know he's a gazelle if he can get out in a little bit of open
he could get that on one carry.
Exactly.
and then trip.
Weird prop, but as long as he trips after 23 yards.
Yeah, just a real quick note on this game, why I love the Raiders. Danny Dimes is due for kind of a bad game. They've played, and the Giants as a whole, Carolina, they almost beat Kansas City last week. Raiders are just a better team, but for me, first touchdowns. Hunter Renfrow was up near my top of my favorites, but you know who I love?
Who?
Darren Waller. Darren won. That's huge value for him. Generally, he's in that 550 range. So when you're running those round robins, it pays out pretty big. But I love Darren Waller. Keep a big eye on him.
I'm seeing that plus 750. He will be the best offensive player in this game now that Saquon isn't out. If you can get 8.5 to 1 for the best player in the game, I mean, that's an awesome play. An awesome play. Speaking of awesome, going into week 9, the highlight was supposed to be Packers-Chiefs. Well, no Aaron Rodgers and a shell of Patrick Mahomes. What are we going to watch here in this afternoon slate, Marcus?
We were golfing yesterday, and we are kind of joking with some of the old guys of what's going to happen going forward with Aaron Rodgers, and it's really going to come down to Jordan Love's performance. Jordan Love sucks ass. They're going to definitely push to get Rodgers to have no game suspension. He lights it up, which he should. They might let Rodgers sit down and say goodbye at the end of the year, but everyone's going to be talking about Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon today. Run the ball, carry the workload. Randall Cobb, a sneaky play today. Someone who is a veteran leadership who will find the open seams, so open gaps there to help Jordan Love, even though he's basically a rookie quarterback, but kind of help him get implemented into the offense and comfortable out there. But they couldn't pick a worse defense to start off against.
Right, second worst defense, but regardless, I mean, Jordan Love is getting a little bit of a layup here in this matchup. You mentioned AJ Dillon, Mr. Thighs. I love his over/under. He's only at 36 yards. Derek, I think you could get 36 yards against that Kansas City defense.
I'm worried. I mean, as an AJ Dillon owner who loves the upside, I like him as a player. I'm just worried about his touches. He kind of has this like cyclical. He's hovering right around 10 touches a game. Now, if he gets his 10 touches, I love that. 3.6 yards a carry gets you paid, which is any NFL running back should be able to acquire. But I just worry about his touches and kind of the form of this game, how it goes. If Aaron Jones gets a hot hand, do they not bring in AJ enough? I don't know, but it's always scary to bet on backup running backs. But if I'm going to bet on a backup running back, this is my guy.
Well, for me, this is
stat for you. I got a really fun stat for you, Brandon. We have the second best spread and the second worst team against the spread. Perfect to balance. Kansas City is what? Green Bay 7-1, but 7 in a row against the spread. I know Aaron Rodgers isn't there, but 7.5 points is it's a nice line to take there, which is why I am.
You're the only one. Yeah, you're the only one taking Green Bay. And I was saying while we were getting ready for this, I keep picking Kansas City every week, and I keep being wrong. But you know what? I'm just gonna have to roll with it. Mostly because I picked every team that you picked last week, and you led me to a 2-3 week. So I'm fading you this week. I saw you picked Green Bay. I said no, I'm staying with Kansas City. But I like Vegas has not adjusted to Kansas City's downspin. I like Mahomes under. I like Hills under. I like Kelsey's under. There's a weird thing going on with Kelsey right now. I mean, he's just not being targeted, and when he is targeting, he's having record high drop rate. What's going on in Kansas City is weird, which kind of makes my Kansas City pick make no sense. But bizarro world. This bizarro season, as I keep saying. So that's any other notes, any other players in this game, Derek?
No, I think you really hit it all. For Kansas City, if you're not in on kind of their big three, Mahomes, Kelsey, and Hill, there's not really anything else. There's kind of a lottery ticket. Maybe McCole Hardman gets a long catch. Maybe Pringle gets a long catch. Like, you don't know. But they're just lottery tickets in the back of there. Outside of the running game, I don't know that I like anybody in Green Bay. I'm starting Devontae Adams today. Not thrilled about it. Devontae Adams without Aaron Rodgers isn't really a sexy pick to me. I think he really falls from like a clear number 1 to 2 from a wide receiver you want to just kind of a top 10 guy. But that's unfortunately all I have to choose from today.
Right. So I know, Marcus, you brought up Randall Cobb. I like Alan Lazard. He's 5.5 to 1 touchdown. You kind of Jordan Love. I don't know. I could see maybe a little romance there. But speaking of romance, let's go out to Hollywood. Tennessee at the Rams. Looks like we are all on the Rams wagon. They were my Super Bowl pick. I think they're right now maybe the first or second best team in the league. Marcus, what do you think about Tennessee first week without Derrick Henry?
Poor Derrick Henry. But you know what I'm really excited about? Adrian Peterson coming back. Every guy touches the ball. My heart lights up. Like, I just get a nice glow. I'm a huge Adrian one of the best running backs of all time. Best one we've gotten to watch from start to finish, that's for sure. But the Rams are the Rams. Still one of my favorites. I love the Rams. They're going to hammer. It should be a low scoring. 53 is going to be a lot of points. Unless they can find some super creative productivity, the Titans on offense, it shouldn't sniff it today.
Yeah, Ramsey could be shadowing A.J. Brown. So A.J. Brown owners proceed with caution there. That's why one of my props I like is Adrian Peterson 2 touchdowns. It's not sexy. His anytime touchdowns only plus 150. But if you add another touchdown onto that, it jumps up to plus 800. That is 9-1 payout. 2 touchdowns is hard, but Marcus just got done saying it is Adrian Peterson, so why not? Derek, any thoughts on this game? Any players that you'd like to highlight?
I'm not going to let Julio Jones trick me into playing him this week. He gets in that kind of rhythm that we've talked about, where if you're out, just be out. Like just be out. Like he keeps trying to play on this hamstring. He keeps tweaking it. He's kind of a decoy more than anything. So I'm not playing him today, even if A.J. Brown doesn't start. It looks like A.J. Brown might be questionable. There's just
he is expected to play. That came out while we were recording. Yep.
Good.
A.J. Brown.
That makes me feel even better about not playing Julio. But the Rams, they were already one of the best teams in the league. They add Von Miller. They get better. I just don't see Tennessee even keeping it close.
Yeah. No, I definitely see that. Marcus, what do you think about your boy Cooper Kupp today? What kind of performance do you think?
You must have felt my tongue wiggling, getting ready to shout out. Speaking of the best receiver in the league, it's been. I guess Sub just loves him, man. They must have been roommates in the offseason. But, he's been incredible. I don't see him getting into that 30-point mark again. Like, he just seems to keep hitting 30 points. He's going to have double-digit targets. He'll probably be a high-teen, low-20 player, which is solid at your numbers that he'll probably be as a 1 or 2 receiver.
Yeah, no, I like him to go for 150 plus. The touchdown value just isn't there. He's actually minus 177 to get a touchdown. I've never seen a wide receiver have that high of anytime touchdown. So the value really isn't there in the touchdowns with him, but it is in yards. And I do think this game is a little bit of a blowout. You saw we all like the Rams. So I like Henderson to stack up some yards too. So I'm taking a play out of Derek's digs, and I'm taking a little bit of a player prop parlay here. Henderson to go for 100 and Cooper Kupp to go for 150. That pays out at plus 2,500. That's 2,500. I think that is, again, going to be a little difficult. I like Henderson better, more likely to do it than Cooper Kupp. But again, how can you not keep riding the Cooper Kupp bandwagon?
Absolutely.
Then moving to a game on Monday night, which most of us will be in. The Bears travel to the Steelers. The Steelers just don't lose the rookie quarterbacks. I used to think it was just a Dick LeBeau thing, but it does seem to just be kind of a Steeler thing. It just does not happen if you look at Tomlin's record against rookie quarterbacks, and then you throw the Nagy factor in there. I think Pitt probably wins by low double digits. Marcus, what do you think?
I know that our try and give away games like he did last week might happen again, but that's
like next week against Detroit. Detroit's the Tomlin special.
Could be back to back, but no, defense is just playing too good that they can even outmanage what Tomlin tries to do for that team. Pittsburgh usually likes to lose games against quarterbacks when their first ever game, so it doesn't as well only win one game for their entire career. But the defense is fantastic. The offense line is starting to mesh, kind of like we anticipated and hoped. Fingers were crossed. So Najee is a stud. That team's going to roll. It's not going to be pretty, and on 9 might just be way too much tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I won't be wearing my jersey for karma. Good luck. It is an NFL game, and it's going to probably be like under 30.
That's what I mean. Like, that's crazy. These are some of the best athletes in the world, and Vegas doesn't think they can get to 40 combined points. Derek, what are your thoughts on this game and any players do you think will have a day?
I definitely think the best athletes in the world, but in this game, all the best athletes play defense. So
no Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is out too.
Yeah, I'm definitely with the under here, but I like the Steelers to roll. I could definitely see a solid 17-6 kind of game. Oh my god! I don't think it's going to be pretty, but I don't see Chicago keeping within a touchdown in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm with you on Chicago's inability to score. So we talked about Cooper Kupp's numbers just being ridiculous, right? What happened to Allen Robinson, right? Like Allen Robinson is just completely gone. Like he borderline doesn't exist. I'm taking him under 38.5 yards. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that means probably he catches 2 passes and that's it. He's only eclipsed 39 yards twice this year, and both times he put up teens. I mean, Allen Robinson is droppable, right, Derek? Like fully droppable.
So in our leagues are too deep, right? Like any guy, I don't know, like that isn't droppable to me, but I do understand what you're saying. I wonder if he suffers from, there's a prototype of wide receiver in the NFL that has just enough speed to get separation combined with their route running, their possession, wide receiver skills. It's like a Brandon Marshall type, where as soon as you lose that first step, that's the difference between you getting separation and not. And I wonder if Allen Robinson's kind of fall into this kind of purgatory where he can't really get separation anymore. There's definitely, you look at a guy like N'Keal Harry, like that was his entire time. That step was him moving from college to the NFL. And then all of a sudden the game was just too fast and he can't get separation. So I do worry about Allen Robinson long term, because he went from producing regardless of who the quarterback was to not producing at all.
Nope, not at all, for sure. It's weird. What isn't weird is Marcus's affiliation with Dallas. Let's jump into some other games real quick. And the team I proclaim might be best in the league. Marcus, what say you about the Dallas Cowboys?
Kind of the graphic says it all, man. Kind of like you can't get out of your way betting with the Chiefs. A couple weeks ago, I'm going to bet Dallas ride this wave until they don't. They went in with Cooper Rush, and they still found a way to cover. So until I get one loss from them, be Dallas minus 1 million against the Bishop High School. I'm gonna boys until they prove me wrong. So ride the Cowboys, plain and simple.
Yep. Some other games that I just want to hit on real quick. I kind of like Minnesota against Baltimore, and only for the reason is there's no reason they should win this game, but it's kind of what the Vikings do, right? Like they drop games they shouldn't, they win games they shouldn't. That's kind of my upset of the week, and I'll get in kind of my dog parlay here in a bit. But I like Minnesota.
I think that 6 is an attractive number too. It's like begging me to feel. It feels like a coin flippy kind of field goal game.
Yeah,
it feels like a Justin Tucker walk off, right?
Hey, but that cover, that covers 6.
Yes,
cover. Absolutely. Derek, Marcus, any of these other games you want to talk through?
I do like New England minus 3.5.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Oh, no. I like Houston today. Tyrod's back. I love Tyrod. And go Chargers. And the 2 points, 1 point, wherever it's at, they should roll the Eagles.
Yeah, Chargers minus 1. Like that's one of those lines where you look and you're like, okay, what am I not seeing? What's the bigger picture here that I'm missing? Like you got to check the injury report to make sure like nothing catastrophic's going on. 1 seems free. I like the Chargers a lot. I think Philly's in disarray. So I'm taking that one all day. New England minus 3.5 I like a lot. But another thing I like in New England is, I always look for my player touchdown props. That's kind of where I've settled in. Robbie Anderson getting a touchdown, kind of hit or miss. He's come alive in the last couple weeks. Hunter Henry's been kind of a touchdown machine, putting in 1 every week. If those 2 players both score, plus 1,400. So that's another one of those values where it's a big number. Obviously, Robbie Anderson contributing is kind of a coin flip, but plus 1,400, I'll throw $5 on it.
Hunter Henry's just been a touchdown machine. I mean, he's been very, very solid. Some other underdogs I like this week, outside of the Vikings, I like Atlanta going to New Orleans. Atlanta's playing pretty well, and the Saints are rolling with Trevor Siemian, which I know he looked good last week, but again, maybe gets a little bit of tape on him and figure some things out. And Atlanta's not playing bad ball. They're doing enough. I mean, they're sitting around 500. I wouldn't call them dangerous yet, but definitely something to monitor. And my last upset, I don't care who's lining up under center in Arizona. Arizona has so much talent. That defense is playing so well, and the 49ers are just a mess. Like, they don't know what they're doing at quarterback. They don't know what they're doing at running back. They don't know what they're going on at wide receiver. Kittle returns, but he's going to be on a snap count. So I don't care. I don't care who lines up underneath center for Arizona. So if you put those three together, Minnesota, Atlanta, and Arizona, Minnesota, Atlanta, and Arizona, that's plus 2,500. That's, again, another 26-1 payout that I absolutely love. So, again, only need 3 teams. And so those are my dogs of the week and my dog parlay of the week.
I'm with you on that. I was right there with you as far as Arizona goes, but it's Colt McCoy, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to ride Arizona again. So I'm right with you.
You love your West Coast teams. I mean, whether it's the Raiders or it's the Falcons or if it's the Chargers. Yeah, I mean, you're addicted to the Pacific time out there. Some other players I like, because I know Marcus loves touchdown parlays, and I introduced this last week. He already touched on Tyrod. I like Tyrod to scamper in for a touchdown. That's at plus 310. The Bills play the Jaguars, so I think Zach Moss touchdown. I couldn't believe you could get plus money in that game. So give me Zach Moss to get a touchdown there. I low-key like Jalen Waddle. Vegas does too, because it's only plus 110. But Jalen Waddle, I think, could expose some of Houston's secondary. And then JC isn't on. JC loves talking tight end, so this is my tight end love fest. I like Jared Cook, the new tight end there in Charger land.
I've never heard of that guy. Is he good?
I know you have a love-hate relationship with him, but
no, it's hate. It's just hate.
I do think he puts up a touchdown today, and that parlay is also. It kind of seemed like I should go play the lottery. That is also a $2,500 parlay. Do you like any of those, Marcus? And is there any other touchdown, first or otherwise?
I'm going to ride Keenan Allen today, and just because they're coming back, Christian McCaffrey, even though he's either not going to play or have 3 touches all day, but I'm going to ride Dalvin and obviously McCaffrey are some of my favorites. But Brandon Cooks is a very first touchdown, and I think 12-1. Love him. Obviously, Darren Waller.
Nobody loves Brandon Cooks more than you, except maybe Derek.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, I love that we are in an environment where we remember to love Brandon Cooks.
I don't hear Brandon Cooks on any other show except this show. Like, this is the only show that talks Brandon Cooks week in, week out. It's hilarious.
Super sneaky play who I actually really love for first touchdown today. It's Randall Cobb. And here's what about it. Like I said, guess who's leading the Packers in touchdowns this season? And he's over 20-1 to score first touchdown today. I think it's the one I already have it in. That's a huge moneymaker to throw into your round.
He had a game 2 weeks ago. He had 3 catches for 15 yards and 2 touchdowns.
He's a touchdown machine. It's weird. Again, it's kind of the whole year. The whole year is weird. Anyone who listened to the show today, we threw out some huge numbers, guys. Follow some of those numbers. If just one of these plus $2,000, plus $2,500 things hit, you're going to have a really good day. So chase some of these big numbers. Follow us, fade us. You let us know, and we'll be here next week to lead you guys in either success or miserable failure. We will see. Until next time, boys, have a great day.
See you guys.